Right now, you are sitting in a premium corporate office or perhaps a luxury high-rise apartment. You are looking at your monthly payslip, you are cashing six-figure check, and you feel an overwhelming sense of validation. You believe that your high salary is the ultimate undeniable proof of your professional success. You think that because a corporation is paying you a premium today, your career is mathematically secure for the next decade. You are operating under a catastrophic terminal illusion. Your high salary is not a sign of success, it is a corporate bribe designed to make you ignore your own professional expiration date. While you are getting comfortable, automation and artificial intelligence are quietly, ruthlessly commoditizing your most valuable skill behind the scene. You are accumulating massive career debt that you will eventually be unable to pay. Is your elite, highly compensated role actually a gilded case? The most dangerous place to be in 2026 labor market is comfortable, high earning, currently masking a silent, violent erosion of human expertise, creating a massive invisible gap between what you are paid and what you are actually worth in a post-AI economy. If your specializes cognitive tasks are being automated by an enterprise algorithm, your high salary is just camouflage for your future obsolescence. Before I dismantle the illusion of the modern six-figure salary, expose the brutal mathematics of the career depth, and give you the precise architectural blueprint to pivot out of these gilded caves before your expertise loses its market value forever, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor and capital market using cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss these execution protocols. We are witnessing the dramatic rise of the career debt trap, where short-term compensation hides long-term irrelevance. As cognitive tasks become basic commodities, once lucrative roles are transforming into professional dead ends. Grab a notebook, it is time to audit your real market value. Welcome back, I'm Dr. HR. To understand why my approach to the career architecture and human capital is aggressively different from the comforting, obsolete advice provided by the traditional career counselor, you must understand my underlying structure logic. I hold a PhD in Human Resources, a master's from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences TISS in Mumbai, and a bachelor's in Computer Engineering. I do not look at a salary as a reward for hard work. I look at salary as a pricing algorithm based on the scarcity of execution. Operating on the ground here in Dubai, consulting for Tier 1 corporate entities, sovereign, wealth funds, and global banks, I monitor exactly how the apex executive evaluate human capital. The market in 2026 is undergoing a violent restructuring. The wage premiums for traditional skills are collapsing, while the premiums for AI orchestrations are skyrocketing. Let us systematically deconstruct this hidden threat through 5 distinct phases. The anatomy of career depth, the commoditization of cognitive labor, the geographic leverage trap, the sovereign media pivot, and the ultimate liquidation protocol. Phase 1, the anatomy of career depth, the gilded cage. We must first define the exact mathematical danger of the trajectory you are currently on. In software engineering, there is a well-known concept called technical debt. When a development team takes a shortcut to launch a product quickly, they write messy, unscalable code. They get the immediate reward of a fast launch. But they accumulate debt. Eventually, that messy code breaks the entire system, and cost of fixing it years later is exponentially higher than if they had built it correctly from the start. You must apply this exact macroeconomic concept directly to your human capital. You are accumulating career debt. When you accept a highly paid role that requires you to execute legacy processes, tasks that rely on historical knowledge rather than bleeding-edge technological adaptation, you are taking a shortcut. The company pays you a premium because it is painful for them to upgrade their legacy systems right now. You get the immediate reward of a massive salary. But every single month you spend executing a soon-to-be obsolete process, your relevant market skills are depreciating. You're trading your long-term cognitive agility for a short-term liquidity. Imagine you are a senior executive making 60,000 dirhams a month to manually oversee a massive department of data analysis. You feel powerful, but behind closed doors, The CEO has already contracted an AI integration firm to replace the entire department with a single autonomous agent network. The company continues to pay your massive salary simply to keep the operations running smoothly while the AI is being trained in the background. Your salary is a lagging indicator of your value. It reflects what you were worth to the market 3 years ago. It does not reflect what you will be worth 18 months from now. The day the AI system goes live, your job is deleted. When you enter the open market, you will realize that no one is hiring human managers for that process anymore. You have accumulated 5 years of career debt, and the market is calling in the loan. You will be forced to accept a catastrophic pay cut, or you will be rendered permanently unemployable. A high salary for an automatable task is not a victory. It is a severance package paid out in slow motion. Phase 2, the commoditization of the cognitive labor. To survive the impending redundancy cliff, you must understand exactly how the 2026 economy evaluates intelligence. For decades, the ultimate corporate flex was being a highly specialized knowledge worker. If you understood the complex mechanics of an entire system, you were untouchable. Let us examine the realm of the HR process optimization. In the past, if a corporation needed to streamline its operation, they hired a master of Lean Six Sigma. This expert would spend months conducting interviews, draw massive, intricate value stream maps on a whiteboard, calculating the exact latency of the onboarding pipeline and restructuring the data flow inside the Oracle SCM because this required immense specialized cognitive processing. The market paid a massive premium for that human brain. Today, that exact cognitive labor is being systematically commoditized. When an organization deploys an advanced multi-layer AI prompt chains, the autonomous agents, the machine does not need 3 months to draw a value stream map. The AI ingests the entirety of the Oracle SCM backend data, analyzes every single digital stamp of every employee interaction, and generate a mathematically perfect zero-waste optimization protocol in 4 seconds. The analytical heavy lifting, the critical thinking that you believed was your unreplicable human asset is now featured including in a $30 monthly software subscription. When you sit at your desk optimizing processes manually, feeling essential because your title says Director of Process Improvement, you are ignoring the tectonic plate shifting behind your feet. The market no longer pays a premium for the identification of the inefficiencies. It only pays for the complex, high-friction, human-to-human orchestration required to actually deploy the solution without causing a corporate civil war. If your daily output relies purely on data aggregation, logical sorting, and standardized problem solving, your high salary is masking your obsolescence. Generative models do not just automate administrative tasks. They are aggressively automating middle management cognitive labor. The 2026 enterprise does not need a biological computer. It needs an architectural visionary. Phase 3, the geographic leverage trap, the danger of complacency. The career debt trap becomes exponentially more dangerous when it is combined with a high-stakes geographic relocation. When you execute a major international move, leaving a stable, predictable environment to relocate to a Tier 1 global hub like Dubai, you are making a massive, aggressive bet on your own human capital. You are drawn by the zero-tax environment, the unparalleled infrastructure, and the massive compensation packages. But this relocation dramatically increases your personal operational burn rate. You are now paying premium rents. You are integrating into a high-cost, high-velocity lifestyle. You have fundamentally increased the amount of capital required simply to exist. This creates the geographical leverage trap. You are highly leveraged. Your elevated lifestyle is entirely dependent on that single massive corporate paycheck. If that paycheck is tied to a role that is secretly accumulating career debt, a role that is slowly being commoditized by AI, you are sitting on a financial time bomb. The comfort of the Dubai lifestyle creates a psychological blind spot. When the sun is shining, the networking events are glamorous, and the bank account is full. The biological brain refuses to acknowledge the approaching algorithmic threat. You stop learning. You stop auditing your own skills. You assume that because you made it to the apex city, you have permanently won the game. This complacency is lethal. The global talent pool is ruthless. The 2026 corporate environment in the UAE is characterized by a hyper-efficiency. Companies are actively flattening their organization structure. Gartner predictions and recent PwC barometers explicitly state the organizations are using AI to eliminate massive swath of middle management. If you lose your highly compensated legacy role, you cannot simply walk across the street and demand the same salary from a competitor. The competitor has already automated that role. Because your burn rate is so high, you do not have the financial runway to spend 2 years reskilling. The career debt comes due immediately. Relocating to a global hub is a phenomenal strategic maneuver, but only if you see the excess capital and access to the building an unshakable professional moat. If you use it simply to fund a comfortable lifestyle where your skill decay, you have built an expensive, very beautiful trap. Phase 4, the sovereign media pivot, building the moat. If your legacy cognitive skills are being automated and your high salary is merely a temporary illusion, how do you escape the career debt trap? You must transition from being a quiet internal corporate asset to becoming a highly visible external market authority. You must execute the sovereign media pivot. In an era where AI can generate flawless code, perfect financial models, and comprehensive HR optimization strategies, the only remaining scarce commodity is verifiable human authority. You must build a public proof of work ecosystem that transcends your corporate job title. Amateurs try to survive by taking a weekend course on prompt engineering and adding a new bullet point to their resume. Apex operator build a broadcasting empire. You do not just optimize corporate systems in the dark. You document, deconstruct, and broadcast your architectural logic to the global market. You leverage elite, high-fidelity digital media to project absolute dominance. Imagine the difference in the market leverage. Candidate A is an HR executive who relies on a PDF resume to claim they know how to streamline onboarding. Candidate B operates a dedicated high-production digital channel. They utilize Cineline gear. They uses a good camera, color-graded flawlessly in all 20, to produce elite structural video essays. They look directly into the lens and break down exactly how they colluded the Lean Six Sigma methodologies with advanced AI prompt chains to eradicate corporate latency. When a CEO watches that high-fidelity breakdown, they're not looking at an employee, they are looking at an Apex consultant. The production value, the clarity of the thought, and the public authority creates a psychological moat that no AI can replicate. An algorithm can write the script, but an algorithm cannot look an executive in the eye and project the visceral confidence required to lead the corporate transformation. By building a sovereign media presence, you're hedging against your own obsolescence. If your specific corporate role is deleted tomorrow, you do not panic. Your pipeline of inbound opportunities is already established. You have transitioned from a massive applicant begging for a high salary into an active authority commanding a market premium. Your resume is fresh. Your public, high-fidelity brand is bulletproof. Phase 5, the ultimate liquidation protocol from employee to architect. The final phase of escaping the career debt trap is executing the ultimate liquidation of your legacy mindset. You must fundamentally restructure your relationship with the machine. As long as you view artificial intelligence as a tool to help you to do your current job a little bit faster, you're thinking like an employee. Employees get replaced. You must begin thinking like an architect. Step 1. Audit your obsolescence. You must be brutally unsentimental about your current daily output. Write down every task you perform over 40 hours a week. If a task involves data aggregation, standard compliance checks, or basic process mapping, cross it out. The value is going to be 0. Calculate the exact percentage of your job that is already mathematically dead. Step 2. Relinquish the legacy work. Do not hoard the automatable task to justify your high salary. That is how you build career depth. You must proactively automate yourself. You must be the one who walks into the CEO's office and says, I have utilized an AI agent network to fully automate the administrative backend of your Oracle SCM deployment. I have eliminated 40 hours of manual labor from my department. Step 3. Pivot to a high-friction orchestration. Once you have automated the baseline, you step into the vacuum you created. You pivot entirely to high-friction orchestration. The machine can map the value stream, but the machine cannot sit in a boardroom and negotiate the structural reorganization of a hostile, terrified executive team. The machine cannot navigate the shadow org chart to secure the buy-in of your key stakeholders. The machine cannot manage the psychological panic of a workforce undergoing a massive AI transition. You liquidate your career debt by becoming the indispensable human node that controls the machine. You transition from being the person who does the process to the person who architects the integration of the algorithm into the biological chaos of the corporation. The era of being highly paid simply to possess specialized static knowledge is officially over. The 2026 market demands extreme cognitive agility. Look closely at your six-figure salary. Is it a reflection of your future potential, or it is a bribe to keep you quiet? Stop accumulating career debt. Stop hiding in the gilded cage. Execute the sovereign media pivot. Automate your own legacy task and seize control of the architectural high ground. Process the data, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.